welcome to Adaptation, the ultimate vlog for film and book lovers. I'm Kendyl Bryant, and this week we are listing the characters that we love to hate. There are villains, and then there are some characters that are so infinitely evil, it's actually kind of fun to unabashedly hate them. Starting off this list is a character so deplorable that she's actually probably more hated than the main villain of the series. That's right, I'm talking about the pink-obsessed, cat-loving Professor Dolores Umbridge. Worse than being simply evil, Umbridge has the misguided belief that she's on the right side of things, and she has the ability to work within the system to make everybody's lives a freaking nightmare. She toes the ministry line, punishes children by making them write lines in their own blood, has a very apparent prejudice against half-breeds and eventually Muggleborns, and she can justify all of it. In her own warped mind, of course. She is the actual worst, and that's why it is so easy to love hating her. Second on our list is Metatron from Supernatural. There have been a lot of good villains in that show, but he really takes the cake in earning our hatred. He's just such a weasel, and he has a stupid face, and he keeps popping up and screwing people over. This is the 4th season he's been in, believe it or not, and it's driving me insane because I keep forgetting that he exists only to have him pop up being snide and egocentric as ever. Plus his motivations are so frustrating because you can't always see where he's coming from. And did I mention his weaselly little face? I want to punch it. And on that note, Fanny Dashwood from Sense and Sensibility is another anger-inducing antagonist. A giant snob and entirely selfish, she basically convinces her husband to leave his half-sisters with nothing, and she does it in a masterfully manipulative way. Her words almost always have a hidden meaning or motive, and she's so good at walking that line between what she's saying and what she's implying that we're just left entranced and hating her in a very enticing way. For much the same reasons, Augusta Elton from Emma is another character I love to watch while also hating their guts. Anytime somebody has a go-to bragging line, I cannot help but hate them with passionate enjoyment. Well, I don't say that I have good taste, but my friends tell me, meh, 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 meh. Jane Austen was really good at characters that fit this category. And so is George R.R. Martin, because the next two characters on our list are, I'll give you a hint, they're both Lannisters. That's right, Joffrey and Cersei, of course. Joffrey is an actual demon child with zero conscience, and Cersei is exactly the kind of vain, self-important person that you'd expect to spawn a sociopath like him. Now, I have defended Cersei on the podcast before, so I will admit that I don't personally get as much satisfaction out of hating her as some of the others, but both of these characters undoubtedly get what's coming to them, and it is definitely satisfying to watch them get it. Speaking of pure evil, Caleb from Buffy the Vampire Slayer is another great, awful character. I definitely hate him more than any of the other villains in the series. Not only is he violently misogynistic and the right-hand man of the first, but he's played by Nathan Fillion, which simultaneously makes him a joy to watch and makes you completely disgusted by everything that comes out of his mouth. Last but not least, we have Levana from the Lunar Chronicles. Like many of our previous inductees, she's majorly warped, but she's also majorly oblivious. And what's even better about hating her is that after we got the backstory from her point of view, we understand her better, but hate her even more. Which is really what I think makes a good character that you can just hate with all your being. They should be well developed, but they still don't get our sympathy. They're not redeemable, and thus we have carte blanche to hate them with the fiery passion of 1,000 suns. Speaking of the fiery passion of 1,000 suns, my honorable mention for this is definitely Baby Peach. I hate that bitch. Let us know in the comments what other characters from books, movies, TV, and video games that you absolutely love to absolutely hate. And be sure to like, subscribe, and check out all of the links to our social media in the info section. And of course, check out our podcast on iTunes. Until next time, just this once, forget imagining these guys complexly. Let's have an all-out hate-a-thon.